Good to go.
All right, thank you, Dan. Call to order, 6:33 p.m. This is the zoning board of appeals meeting for appeal number 506 and 507. Dan, can you please read off the agenda?
Notice is hereby given that the Village of Homer Zoning Board of Appeals will meet in person at the Town Hall in Homer located at 31 North Main Street on March 28th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. to consider the following pursuant to the current Village of Homer Code of Ordinances. Appeal 506, 5 Henry Street, Homer, New York, requesting an area variance to widen an existing driveway from 22 feet to 30 feet. Appeal 507, 81 Cayuga Street, Homer, New York, requesting an area variance to construct a new porch with a front yard setback of 18 feet.
Note for the record, we got an update to the agenda with the actual appeal numbers. So, Dan, just to be sure, 506 is Henry Street.
506 is Henry Street, yes.
Yeah, it's always different. I just want to make sure.
Are you kidding me?
Nothing.
Oh, it's been a week, guys. I apologize.
Just get the confusion out of the way at the beginning, and then we'll kind of be smooth sailing.
Sorry about it. 506 Henry. Go ahead, go with that one, please.
506 is Henry?
Yep.
All right, 506 is Henry.
And the applicant is here.
7 is. All right, so then we'll start in chronological order with 506, Henry Street. Are you Jonathan Morris?
Yep.
All right.
Morrison.
I'm sorry?
Morrison, yep.
Okay. Yep. All right.
So good.
Did a mumbled morning. but-
Yeah, you know,
All right, so we usually start off with an explanation from the owner and then
okay.
we'll move on from there.
Well, right now there's just a big hole forming at the end of the driveway. I think if there's a picture then you can probably see it. The front of the driveway is, front left. Yep, right there. Yep. So basically, I just want to kind of square it off with the edge of the left side of the house. Yep, just square that off. It kind of goes, it's 22 feet in the back, kind of closer to the house, or 20 feet, I think, in the back, closer to the house. Right now, and then the front is like, I think between 16 and 18, depending on where you call it deteriorating or not, but, the extra space, we have 3 teenage kids. Gonna need room for another car, but, and it just square up the driveway.
Yep.
I think proposed where it's gonna go, I think I'm still like 6 feet from the property line. It's kind of a big hill there anyway, kind of drops off down, not a big hill, but hill that drops down to the neighbors, but that's it.
Okay. All right, then we kick down to questions from the board. So just so I try and understand the width of it, you're trying to fit 3 cars wide.
Yeah, it'd be 3 cars wide, yep. Might not use it all the time, but just as we're swinging in now, the road's narrow.
Yeah.
So really you're driving through, that's why I think the lawn's getting, because the road, narrow with 5th Street. But the width there would also help get into the driveway a little better.
Today, can you stack 2 cars
Um,
to fit them?
yes, as long as it's not, depending on the vehicle.
Yeah.
I have a full-size truck, I couldn't get 2 trucks in.
Yeah.
Car, like a small car and a truck you could get in, no trailer, no, nothing like that, but.
As I look at the site plan,
Yep,
the site plan does not have the line of the driveway going straight down from the corner of the house to the street. It has it going adding 8 feet on the back and then going all the way down to the street.
yep, yeah, so the back of the driveway is like, that's what I was, so the driveway now is at an angle. Like this, so in order to square it up, it'd be like 8 feet in the, I widen the driveway, closest to the house would be widened like 8 feet, but toward the road, it's the square, it'd be more of a 12-foot. So like I said, the driveway kind of goes like this, it's like a pie shape. I think that's why we're driving.
I think it's wider at the point of the house.
Yes.
And this top view, you can kind of see. I could come to you. Yeah. So I think from this top view, you can, it's tough to see, but you can see, I see grass here.
Yeah,
And if you were to go straight back to there, you'd have extra driveway, so it's a little bit wider at the house part.
what I read is that he's gonna add 8 feet out this way.
Yes,
on that
so the
diagram.
proposal is from this corner, he'd
To go
go 8 feet
Feet more
there,
out there.
and it'd be more like 12 feet up there, so it squares off.
Right,
It'd be a pretty substantial addition. Yeah.
yeah,
There's, there's another house at the end of my same street that has a 30-foot wide driveway. And then there's one right on 281 that has a 30-foot driveway. We don't have curbs, there's no sidewalk. There's no storm drains, you know, there's nothing in the way. We pretty. Nothing's, you know, nothing big, that's all I.
could you square it off from, let's see, from the house, which would give you, that would be a 16-foot setback, square it straight down to the street, that would be like 20 feet across, you'd add about 2 feet in the front, and then go out wider where you go out towards your house in your enclosed porch. So it would be narrower at the street and then go out wider in the back, so you could accommodate parking, but not look like you're a municipal parking lot.
So I could get away with about 4 feet at the road minimum, I would say.
4 additional feet?
Yeah, you can see the, I don't know if you can see, if you go to my house right now, there's probably there's a hole that's 3 or 4 foot wide now, and it's got mud in it, water this deep. I mean,
And that's where?
Uh,
That's next to the driveway?
Adam, would you like me to pull up, so we pull up Google Maps again and share it, and take a look at
Very
it?
helpful.
Very good.
Yeah.
there's a hole right, you can kind of see where it's brown right here.
Mhm.
That's a big mud hole right now.
Okay, this,
Here's a-
Down here, yeah.
Dan's pulling up Google Maps on the.
Oh,
easy to
great.
make it easier, so we can
Yeah.
all staring at the same stuff.
while he's doing that, can you tell us what does the hole have to do with your application?
Cause I want to put driveway where the hole is. So I'm trying to widen the driveway, so it covers that area.
And beyond,
Huh?
and beyond.
And beyond, yeah, because I wouldn't be going through this, to be honest. Well, just putting dirt in the hole.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I would, be honest, I
Oops,
All right,
actually have to do is.
just give me one sec. Mhm.
Yeah, so right now, there's a hole between here and here,
okay,
right there. So basically, I just wanna go from, this is a really old picture. From here basically is where it's gonna be. Straight to the street, and like I said, it's about 8 foot here. And then it'd be about 12, because the driveway's kind of angled.
I think that's backwards. I think it'd be 12 foot at the street side.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, yep, 12 foot here, and then 8 foot there, that would give a straight line down this is kind of a hill that goes down. So it'd be a straight shot right there.
other than increasing it by 8 feet, I just want to make sure I understand what you're asking. Increasing it by 8 feet and then squaring it off for tidy geometry, is that
Yeah,
what I'm understanding?
because if I go with what you're proposing, I would rather more driveway here than here, because when we're coming in the driveway, we're hitting this hole here. There's a hole right here. So if it was wider, we wouldn't do that. And there's, like I said, that was there. I just want to put driveway there. That's it. But,
Yeah, I'm seeing what you're saying, but
Yep.
I also just have the concern of what that would look like. It seems like a pretty big parking lot to have set up there.
Okay.
I would, I mean, I can understand trying to fill in that hole in the front and maybe square that up where it was closer to the dimensions of the back of the house.
Mhm.
But personally, I think that there might be some middle ground there, but I don't know that I'd be
Yeah.
favorable.
Would you like to look at some other houses nearby? In the same area?
Yeah, if you said there were.
At the end of the, so if you go, first house off of,
Two,
onto Henry from 281.
14?
Yep.
I think Adam and the board that talked with Kevin McMahon, the code officer, and I told you this before the meeting. Kevin was okay with a width increase
There
of
you
no
go.
more than 5 feet. And if that wasn't acceptable to the applicant or the board, that we could ask the applicant to table it so we could maybe discuss this a little bit more with Kevin to come up with a plan that Kevin and the applicant could agree to maybe, and then bring back to the board next month.
So I kind of did some, I looked up some parking spot sizes. There's like the ADA.gov,
Mhm.
the handicap spots and stuff like that. For 2 handicap spots and the space required in between them, I think that comes out to like 21 feet. If you just had 3 spots, like if you're parking downtown, 3 spots beside each other, that comes out to maybe 24 feet.
Mhm.
So I'd be willing to go something like that where you add kind of at the house side, add 2 feet, and up at the front, you added. What does it take to get there? 6 feet, maybe, is that? Or
Yeah.
some smaller amount,
Yeah.
I'd be comfortable voting
24
on.
by 24 foot wide on the
Yeah.
front and back, you're
Yeah.
saying, the entrance and the
Yeah.
closest part of the house.
But I don't think I'd be comfortable kind of voting anything beyond that.
Mhm.
I'm one vote, so I'm not the
And
final say
can
of
you-
any part of it.
Describe again what you're saying at the house side, possibly increasing by 2 feet, is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
24 foot total.
Maybe 24 by the house,
4 at the mouth
And
and
then-
at the house.
square that off straight to the street, so that would leave 6 and 8,
So it'd be
Down
14
by-
foot, and it's
right,
would be a
yeah,
15
over-
foot setback,
yeah.
which is.
Yeah.
It seems
And so
like that.
basically making it 2 feet and square it off.
I mean, you don't even have to ask us if you stuck with, I mean, if you keep it at 15 foot
Mhm.
setback, you could do it on your own with whatever, but
Yeah.
that would,
Just so I'm clear, what's the setback you're talking about?
it's a side yard setback from that driveway, so it's meant to be 15 feet from your property line to
To
the
the-
side of your
To the
driveway.
driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause, yep, okay.
This way you'd have 24 foot wide in the
Yeah.
mouth of the driveway and at the front, at the portion closest to the home.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
No,
be-
you have 20 at the street,
Hmm.
20 at the street and 24 at the back. That's what-
It's not squared today.
Right.
I'm
right,
saying
I
you make it
understand.
square.
Yeah, make it
24
square.
by 24.
You have 24
24 at the street, 24 at the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm suggesting.
Yep. Then you could park 3 cars across.
Mhm.
Might not be the most comfortable sizing, but it's kind of a
Mhm.
standard 8 foot wide spot, so it's certainly doable. But I mean, that's just something I was thinking, if there's, I'm not trying to cut off conversation here. There's something.
No, I don't think that's a reasonable.
Right.
You just buy the house,
Mhm.
you know, the people that were living there moved down in the Reese
Yep.
house, the big house down, directly across from Henry on,
Yeah.
Trying to get used to the village rules from Truxton, so it's a
Yeah.
little different.
I hate telling people no about what to do
Yeah.
with their property.
No,
but it's.
I'm happy with the compromise, that's why I'm here, and
Live in the village and it's.
you ask for as big as you can, and, yep, no problem.
All right, so I think I'm out of questions. Do we want to move on to, kind of the secret questions and, use variance questions?
secret, you don't have to worry about.
Yep, yeah, I wanted to announce type 2 action, so no secret required.
Area,
It's an area variance.
you
Yeah.
said use.
Oh, wow, I looked at my paper and that's the first thing I read. Okay, so for the area variance, thank you. We got 5 questions to answer. Number 1, would there be an undesirable change in the neighborhood character or detriment to nearby properties? I would argue with, as requested, that it would be quite a bit more driveway, and so that's why I'm in favor of the compromise option, so I would be yes to that
Yes.
question.
Yes,
Yes.
Four yeses. Number two, can the benefit be achieved by other means feasible to the applicant? Yes, for me, I think that's what we've been kind of discussing. There's maybe a compromise there. Mike, you got a vote on record?
Yes.
Is the requested variance substantial?
yes,
As requested, yep, it'd be out half the required setback, so yes for me.
yes,
Would the variance have an adverse impact or on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood?
No.
Yeah, I would say no. I don't think it's to that level.
I don't know, I suppose you have to see your water runoff map and whatever, so I'm abstaining with them.
No, we I've never had an abstain. I don't remember. I've never had an abstain from the question.
Well, there, you
All
go.
right.
It's that, you're just adding that much more asphalt on there and it changes the runoff, doesn't it?
Depends on any
Depends.
runoff problem up there, but.
No, but now he's got a mud hole, so the water's coming from somewhere.
From your road, from the road into the property right now.
All right, number five, has the alleged difficulty been self-created? I always say yes, I think, for this question. The driveway functions as it is today and is, yeah, so yes. All right, that said, with an area variance, those questions are the guidance. We don't have to have a yes to every one of them or a no to every one of them. I don't know, do we want any more internal, we're on the section of board discussion here. Anything else?
Well, I guess I would ask, can we as a board propose what we would think would be an acceptable solution, or do we need to table it and have the applicant come back and ask for something different?
I will kick it to Fran, but I believe it's within our purview to make a motion.
Adam, board, you can always give or take with an applicant. And if you can reach an acceptable compromise, the whole idea of what you just did, you went through the 5 criteria for the area variance. And what you said essentially is that the variance request is a little bit too big for what you're comfortable with. However, during the course of your conversation with the applicant, it appears that you may have reached an acceptable solution which would limit your concerns to those 5 questions, at the same time being able to assist the applicant with doing what he wants to do. So if you can reach that compromise and state that compromise clearly on the record as to what you're granting, and the applicant accepts it, yeah, go ahead.
So just for, this is probably not the time to be discussing this, but let's say we had a compromise that we thought was fair, but the applicant didn't. Would we be better off tabling it for them?
That's when you tell the applicant, you're getting real close to a denial.
Yeah.
You may want to consider tabling it so that you can talk to Kevin McMahon a little bit more.
Yeah.
And see if you can come to the next meeting and to get something that's more palatable to both of you. But if your compromise that the board's giving to you isn't acceptable to you, or you don't like it, and it looks like it's going to get denied, that's when you ask the table.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
So given hearing all of that, are you comfortable with us moving forward with what looks like it would be a 2-foot extension in the back and a 4-foot extension in the front?
Be
Oh, wait,
24 foot,
24 foot wide, yeah,
yeah,
straight back.
yeah.
I would just ask, would you
Do
make,
need a motion for that?
I would just ask, would you make your motion that you stated plain for the record, or what the compromise is going to be, which you all have agreed to?
Do you need a motion
I
for that?
think
Can
it's-
I so move, or do you need to
No.
what do you
We should make it,
say? it?
I think if
Okay.
I say it, then you can say it like
The
that.
way you said it, okay.
All right,
All
so
right.
I believe that we're considering granting or voting on a variance for a 24-foot wide driveway from the street back to the house, which would expand it maybe 2 feet by the house side and something like 6 feet on the street side.
4 feet on the street side. You have 18?
It is starting from 18 going to 20.
Oh, to 24, and 22. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I so moved.
All in favor?
Would you need a second?
Oh, thank you. Anybody, you got a second?
I'll second.
Dan, you got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright.
All good.
Just give Kevin and just get an updated little site plan to put in for the record. That'd be helpful and helpful you to make sure that's what you want.
Perfect.
All right.
Yourself. Good luck.
Welcome to the village.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
you.
man.
Yeah, cheers. On to number 507, is anyone Cuba Street? Is there anyone on the Zoom to speak for that?
There is that.
All right. Well, do we wanna move on as far as we can, and if it,
This is where you run into the problem. If it was so straightforward that you didn't have any questions, you're certainly within your purview to approve of it as applied for. If you have questions and they're not here, technically it comes from the applicant that should be tabling it. However, I take the approach that, how do you know some emergency didn't come up or something like that?
we don't wanna be punitive.
And you end up denying it, and it ends up that they really had a good reason. That way, if you table it, no harm, no foul, they can come back and answer the questions, and, you could be okay. And I think, that way, you don't wanna deny it, and then they gotta come back and maybe table it. And there might be a legitimate reason why they're not here. With that being said, I think we've got to make it clear to applicants that they either have to be available by Zoom or they have to be available in person. And if they can't be here, and if at all possible, they need to contact the village so that we put them on for the next month.
Right, and there's sometimes there's an expense with regards to the ZBA with all the things that we do, so there, it may become a little punitive for them if we have to redo the public hearing.
But if it's something, here, Adam and board, if it's something that's so straightforward that you really don't have a big problem with, can you approve of it in their absence? Yes, I'd always be more careful of disapproving it in their absence.
Yep, okay, so I would maybe suggest we continue on at least to the discussion portion, and we kind of feel how it's going. This one seems fairly straightforward to me, but I want to hear what people have to say, so. Appeal number 507, Shane O'Donnell and Nicole Farrell Wingard. Porch constructed on the front of their house. I guess we'll skip the explanation from the owner. Skip the questions from us and jump right to kind of the decision here. This to me feels like the kind of the straightforward kind of thing. Seems like an improvement to a house. We got tight quarters in the village. I did this exact same thing at my house. I put a new porch on. It was bigger than my last porch. It violated the front street setback, but I think it came out better than it was before. So I typically like to approve something like this unless there's blowback from the neighbors or something like that. But Dan, was there any public
Nothing.
comment on this?
Nope, not at all.
All the neighbors are notified?
Yeah.
And my understanding too, once again, went to county planning, they had no problem with it.
Nope.
It's type 2 action.
Yep,
Yeah, county planning came back because it was within 500 feet of 90. I had to say that, but yeah, it's just it's meant to be a 30-foot front yard setback. Now it'll be 18. It's supposed to go through.
Did you pull up this property on the map?
sure.
Thank you.
E1, right? There we go. So that's an old picture of it. Share.
Front door, same location.
This is the house with the chimney in the front.
All right,
Is that what it looks like now?
no,
That was the old picture. What you have in front of you in the packet is the newer.
What it looks like
aspirated
now.
out.
But Dan, am I correct, the footprint's still the same, the house?
Yes, that, the footprint of the houses remains the same in the front and sides, yes. I might have gone back a little bit. I think they definitely put in a two-story addition on the back. I can't remember if it was just the second floor, or if they added on the back, but the front and the sides are the same.
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, those front steps look exactly the same. That front window looks like it got a little smaller than the new one, but so the plan is to kind of incorporate that front window underneath this porch.
And it's going to be an enclosed covered porch, just a covered, not enclosed. And the dimensions are 10 by 5, am I reading this?
Yeah,
5 feet deep,
5 foot towards the road, yeah.
so that was that.
The house
Change the
itself is-
dimensions, what is the setback? It says a required 30 feet, so it is already
It's already.
in
by-
violation by, is this the one that you asked?
Yeah,
How
so it
far
must
the
start,
setback was, did you find that out?
I was asking about the driveway to see if
Oh,
they could stack
okay.
cars. But this seems to be indicating that they're currently 23 feet from the yard, so. I think we're gonna ask them to tear the front of the house off.
But the house right now, from the property line,
Sounds like 23 feet of running numbers.
more than that. And they're gonna add 5.
That view is kind of deceiving. It looks a lot deeper than it is in that picture. Than it actually is.
there you go.
You gotta think that's it's an existing
Hard when
porch
they're
is
not here.
at least a couple feet long, so adding another, doubling the depth of that porch, just didn't think it'd do much harm to
No,
the look of that.
I mean, those steps probably come up 5 feet.
But they don't
I
have,
guess the contractor, isn't it?
Yeah, the applicant, yes.
Shame.
And he doesn't like permits.
Why didn't you? Oh,
Are you putting that in the record, sir?
that's not, whatever happened there, I don't know about, and I don't want to know.
He did the same thing here. Started, but this is, there's a rental Ferris houses, I believe. One of the Ferris is going to belong.
They went up for sale.
so this house doesn't,
He spent a lot of time.
this application doesn't tell us then if there will be any stairs. And
Yeah,
whether they
it
will
says right
be,
here, 4 steps,
There's
stairs, 7-inch drive, 11-foot.
where, you're gonna help me out here. Are you looking at this?
Yeah, it's in this.
Which part
It's here,
tells
this,
us that?
that last one, second to last
Okay,
line item.
4 steps. 11, so that is,
Not quite 4 feet more.
more.
Yeah.
So you're going out almost 10 feet
So
if you're doing a line.
porch is only 5.
Well, there's a porch there now and steps there now.
Not in the picture that he gave us. There's only steps. I mean, pretty fair.
Well, he removed it
Street
actually.
face.
There was a little porch right off the front, but when he put the siding on, I think he took all that out. When he put the new windows in and the siding.
I feel like even if it was 10 feet left to the curb, I think it's still got. This,
Yeah,
this seems straightforward to me, but someone needs.
You'd like to see it from a different angle?
Yeah, I'm in favor of it, yeah. Run through the area variance questions. This also is a type 2 action, so no seeker is required. Balancing test for an area variance. Number one, would there be an undesirable change in neighborhood character or a detriment to nearby properties? No.
No.
I think that should be an improvement.
That's it.
Oh, sorry. Can the benefit be achieved by other means feasible to the applicant? I think the front of the house is already as close as you can get to the curb. He's gotta have something. I guess you could make a really tiny porch, but I would say no. Number three, is the requested variance substantial? It's supposed to be 30 and it's going to be 23. Yes,
It's gonna
that's,
be 32.
oh, it's going to be 18, sorry. Yeah, I'd say that's probably, it's nearly half, that's substantial. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Number four, would the variance have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood?
No,
No. Number five, is the alleged difficulty been self-created?
yes.
Yes. I don't ask anybody's vote before we do it, but I don't want to deny them either, so I'm pretty comfortable moving forward with the vote. You guys are?
Yes.
I would suggest that we grant the motion as requested.
I'll sign.
Like, so you gotta so move it, and then someone else has to second.
Mike will move it.
Mike will move it.
Also, yeah.
All in favor?
Yes.
I still shudder at Joan getting mad at me for giving motions as the chair.
I know.
All right, looks like maybe we had minutes, so,
2 sets of minutes.
minutes here.
They both speak to the same thing.
This is the
Yep.
redo on the,
So garage. Garage in the same footprint.
Motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?